Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to this week's edition of SICW Championship Wrestling. I'm promoter Herb Simmons coming to you again this week and want to talk about all the great action that we've been doing over the last several weeks. As you know, last week we took you back in time to Wrestling at the Chase, where it all started in 1959. We had a classic event there. SICW was so honored to be there. You saw a clip of SICW Wrestling at the Chase. It was a great time had by all, and as I promised you last week, we're going to give you some more of those footages that we did that afternoon that we were there. We again want to thank Mr. Bob Koppler, the grandson of the late great Harold Koppler, who used to own the Chase Park Plaza Hotel, giving us the opportunity to come back there and just be a part of that historic Chase Park Plaza in the Coruscant room. It was the first time the SICW ring had been set up in there, the first time the SICW stars had got to actually go in there and show why Wrestling at the Chase was the greatest, and now SICW can say they are the greatest at Wrestling at the Chase. So what we're going to do this week is take you back to another clip from that afternoon a few weekends ago. So sit back, as Joe Jolie used to say, if you want to open up a nice cold beverage, now's the time to do it. And sit back and let SICW take you back to the Coruscant room.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of Wrestling at the Chase. It is for the SICW Classic Wrestling Championship. When the action begins, your referee in charge, Denny Thomas, introducing first your challenger. From Hollywood, California, weighing in at 229 pounds, he is a former Classic Wrestling champion, trained by the one and only Harley Race, Superstar Steve Fender. His opponent from Gun Barrel, Texas, weighing in at 378 pounds. He is the reigning, defending SICW Classic Wrestling Champion, the Big Texan!
Wrestling fans, here we are coming to you once again from inside the sacred walls of the Coruscant room at the Chase Park Plaza Hotel. We've been telling you now for the last couple of weeks what our venture, what our trip was back there, and seeing all the great people come out to enjoy a night of wrestling at the Coruscant room, as we're calling it now, the SICW Wrestling at the Chase. And in this match already in progress, the champion, the Big Texan, the SICW Classic champion, scoring off against Superstar Steve Fender, the man who was trained by the very well Harley Race that wrestled right inside of this room for many years. As you see, the Texan chases Fender outside. Fender rolls back in. Texan comes in, and there you see the Superstar waiting for him to put the boots to him. This is the main event that took place. Referee Denny Thomas will have his hands full with this one as Fender backs the champion into the corner, uses that elbow to the head. Now a forearm finds its mark. Another one. Texan now pushes Superstar all the way across the ring, but that doesn't stop the Superstar. He charges right back in, delivering more. Now climbs up to that second rope, and what's he going to do? He's going to deliver some of them illegal blows to the head that only gets one in, and the champion says, "Hey, I've had enough of this." But Fender comes right back. That's showing the training that he got many years ago from the late great Harley Race, and now the Texan swings him around, and that echoed through the entire hotel at the Chase Park Plaza. Those big vicious chops. Now an uppercut delivered by the champion. Now one to the midsection. Fans, it was such a treat to be able to say that for the first time we were able to go to the historic Coruscant room at the Chase Park Plaza. Many of the greats Gene Kaniski, Cowboy Bob Ellis, Johnny Valentine, Lou Thez, Pat O'Connor, Dick the Bruiser, just to name a few, of going in this building for many, many years. And to think now SICW is in there in this main event taking place. How fitting for superstar Steve Fender battling for the classic title. The Texan down on one knee, draped over that middle rope. Referee Denny Thomas telling him, let the man out of the corner. Sometimes I don't think Fender has his ears turned on, because he goes right on the attack. More blows, and now the Texan comes out with a big right that knocks Fender completely to the other corner. Now he moves in. More punches to the midsection, one to the side of the jaw. Now Texan hooks him. Ooh, that snap suplex. Such a vicious move. You know what they say, what goes up must come down. Now he goes for that cover count of 1, maybe a 2 count, and Fender kicks out. Fans, this show was for the YPO, the Young President Organization, and we want to thank Mr. Koppler, the grandson of Harold Koppler, who was the owner of the Chase Park Plaza back in the day. We want to thank him and his entire staff and crew for asking us to be a part of this history-making day at the Chase Park Plaza. And there you see, the Texan goes in, goes for the cover, count of 1, 2, and Fender kicks out again. It was a great afternoon of wrestling at the Chase. I grew up watching that program when it was first aired on Wednesday nights, and then later moved to Saturday and then rebroadcasted on Sunday. And right here, we're sitting watching the action take place. The chandeliers is just the same as I remember them many, many years ago, and heard people, my parents, my grandparents, talk about how beautiful of a place this was. And to finally to say that SICW made an appearance here, and you can see they rolled out the red carpet for SICW. Now Fender kicked to the midsection, a blow to the back of the head with that elbow. Both men back and forth, a big boot delivered by the champion. Now a big blow across the upper back. Fender in the corner, and there you see that punch to the midsection kind of just knocked him up on that top rope, and Texan moves in and clobbers him right in the midsection, and that ends up putting Fender on the canvas. Now grabs the legs and says, okay, let me pull you out the hard way. And once again, up and down goes Steve Fender. He goes for the cover. Referee moves in, a count of 1, 2, and once again, ooh, that looked like it was going to be a 3, but Fender manages to kick out of it. And you can't count superstar Steve Fender out. He's a former SICW champion. As you see the surfboard, Texan has his knee planted right in the middle of the back and pulling back on the arms, and now just delivers a big blow across those upper shoulder area. Referee asking Fender, do you want to submit?
5 minutes.
I got a feeling it's going to take a lot more than this to get a guy like Steve Fender to submit. Both men knows that the gold title is on the line, and of course Texan has everything to lose and Fender has everything to gain, because when you have that title, probably the most prestigious title in the business, the SICW Classic title, it bears the name of all the greats, men that wrestled right here at this building, men who got it going. Sam Muchnick, Larry Madison, Mickey Garagiola, Johnny Valentine, the Von Erichs, the Briscoes, the Funks. Their names all appear on that classic championship title that the Texan wears so proudly and defends so proudly. And here today, he's defending against the man who's very capable of, with a 1, 2, 3, of taking that title away from the Texan. Oh, he drops the elbow across the upper chest of the Texan. Sets him up, measures him again, and drops another one. Finds its mark, and a third one. he knows the Texan a big bull, and he knows he's got to take him down a fourth elbow. And now he just drapes over him, a count of 1, 2, and there you see, Texan gets that right shoulder up. The Texan's a champion for a reason, and I tell you, he's not back down from anybody. If they want to put their name on that dotted line, his name's right there. As you see, that's what he did here. Fender now working on the back of the champion. Uses that bottom rope for some leverage, pushing off of it. Drops that knee across the lower back of the Texan. Texan now reaching out for that bottom rope. And you see Fender continues to punish him, jumping off of that bottom rope, using all that leverage he can get up high and come down with that knee. Texan slow to get up. And Fender moves in for a cover, count of 1, but oh, look at that. Texan threw him about 3 feet in the air. Now Fender back up that quick and delivers a boot to the back. I'm telling you, these guys are conditioned. I mean, it's been non-stop since that opening bell. Oh, Fender does a wild judo chop that missed, and now Texan delivering those big, open, flat hands to the chest of Fender. I've seen him actually bust open the skin on these opponents' chest from the vicious chops that he delivers. And if you think those are vicious, if you've not seen him, wait until you get a chance to see the lariat that he delivers. I used to think Stan the Lariat Hansen, put a lot of men on the shelf with his lariat, but I think the big Texan is right there behind Stan Hansen when he delivers that big lariat that he delivers. There you see Fender working on that back, driving that shoulder into the lower spine area. Now he just flips Texan out. Now what's he do? Raising his hand? Oh, wait a minute. Is he going to go up top? Is he going to go up to that top rope? That's usually what he does. He signals to go up. Tries to set him up for that diving head, but there, Texan catches him though, and now he throws him off of that top rope. Oh man, makes my back hurt. And there you see the Texan in the corner. He's winding up that arm, but Fender charges right back in that quick. Now, delivering blows. He tried, but Texan blocked it. He moves in. Just barely catches him. Both men toe-to-toe. Texan blocks it once again. A big right. Blocks another one. Delivers another big right. Fender is out on his feet, I think, but he catches him there with another big one. And Texan comes back, and that one flattened Fender. Texan moves in. This could be it. A count of 1, 2. Oh, just that quick. Fender gets that left shoulder up. Texan's got to be thinking, what do I have to do to keep this man's shoulders down? Well, he knows the title is on the line, but look at him now. Is he signaling for that lariat? Nope. This is a choke slam. Nope, but Fender now elbows to the back of the head. Another one. Staggers the champion back. Fender staggering. He misses with that big clothesline. Oh, Fender catches him with a super kick. He covers him. We could have a new champion. Kind of 1, 2. No, he gets his foot on the bottom rope. That shows the ring savvy that these men have. Texan, oh, wait a minute. Fender thinks he won. He's coming over. He grabs the title. He grabs his belt. He thinks that he got a 3 count. Now he rolls back in the ring. Referee's trying to tell him no. It was a 2 count. There you see superstar Steve Fender holding that title up. Referee's trying to tell him no. Yep, it was a 2 count. Now he turns around and there's that big lariat that we just talked about. Now he covers him. Count of 1, 2, 3, and there you have it. The Texan retains the SICW Classic title at the Chase Park Plaza in the beautiful Core Sand Room in St. Louis, Missouri. Fans, don't go away. We got a lot more to talk about when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 11 minutes 25 seconds, your winner via pinfall with the lariat, and still your SICW Classic Wrestling Champion is the Big Texan.
Wrestling fans, join us Thursday, November 9th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds, where St. Clair County Board Chairman Mark Kern and his wife Erin host the 25th annual Gifts from the Heart, a great way to give back to a great community. Join us Thursday, November 9th at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds.
Another great match right there. You saw all the action right inside that beautiful historical course and room. We'll have more of that footage as weeks to come, and some of the other footage from other shows that we've been doing. But right now we want to talk about our big event coming up in May of 2024. It's a lot of buzz all over social media, a lot of fans talking about it. SICW Fan Fest 2. We did one back in May of this year. What a great turnout it was. Fans from all over, Canada, California, Tennessee, Pennsylvania. They came from all over, and it looks like 2024 is going to be the same. So we want to mark down those dates. Next year, it will be a Friday night, May the 17th. We'll have a special show. Our good friend, Mr. Bill Apter, will be there doing his one-man show, and if you've never seen that before, you're in for a treat. But that's on Friday night, May the 17th at the Aviator Hotel and Ballroom, 6921 South Lindbergh, right where we were at this last May. But I got to tell you, Bill Apter does a great job, and he'll be there with us that night. But then Saturday, the Fan Fest will start at 10 o'clock in the morning, just like it did this past May. And already they're coming out of the woodwork, signing up to be here with the fans in the St. Louis region. Some of the names that you're going to see already signed if you haven't saw them yet. But Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, is going to be with us. Manny, a great legend, is another one that's wrestled all over, has done everything, wrestled all the greats. He's signed up to be there May 17th and May 18th. Looking forward to that. And of course, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. What a treat Jimmy Valiant is. We've had him in before. A great entertainer, a guy that just keeps on doing it. Just celebrated another birthday. Runs the Boogie Woogie camp up where he lives at. Every week he's training youngsters, the next generation of professional wrestlers. So if you haven't seen the Boogie Woogie Man in action, you want to come to this Fan Fest 2 and meet Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Another friend of ours did a lot of work with his father over the years. Lord Littlebrook, his son, Little Cato, is signed on to be with us for Fan Fest number 2. Little Cato started off as a karate kid. Him and several of the other small people, Cowboy Lang, Little Tokyo, and of course they were managed by Lord Littlebrook from the St. Joseph area. And I'm really honored to have Little Cato going to appear for Fan Fest number 2. And of course, coming back next year, he was with us in May. These two men just really blew it up on social media, helped promote the Fan Fest. I'm talking about none other than Teddy Long and Mac Davis. And man, I'm telling you, when those two get together on their podcast, if you haven't listened to them, you need to, because they talk about everything to do with professional wrestling, and it won't be any different come May 17th and 18th of 2024 when Mac Davis and Teddy Long revisits SICW. New addition to the next year, Steve Kern. You know, this guy trained a lot of wrestlers in the business. He's out there. He's going to come in town. Good friend of Jerry Briscoe's and Brian Blair. But Steve Kern is signed on to meet all the fans of SICW when SICW Fan Fest 2 takes place. And of course, somebody else returning, it went over real well. No stranger in the professional business from the AWA days, Greg Gagne is coming back in 2024. Had a great time when he was here with all the fans of SICW, and I called him and said, hey, would you be interested in coming back? And sure enough, he'll be hopping on that plane, and he'll be here May 17th and 18th. And of course, a little bonus this year with Greg coming, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, former tag team partner of Greg Gagne. It's going to be at the Fan Fest #2. Jim Brunzell, another one of the great legends of all time, made a lot of name for himself in the AWA days with him and Greg Gagne and people like that, wrestling for Vern Gagne's organization up in the Minneapolis area. It'd be good to see Jim Brunzell join that list of legends come May of next year. And of course, Brian Blair coming to SICW Fan Fest too. Not only is Brian Blair one of the great legends of the business, he's also the president and CEO of the Cauliflower Alley, which you hear me talk and promote all the time. Great organization, and under Brian Blair's leadership, we were able to help many of the men and women who fall on hard times through the Cauliflower Alley. So this would be your chance to thank Brian Blair for all he does at the CAC and the entire executive board. Some of them will be joining us. Also, great friend of mine, and this guy, the slap that was heard around the world, talking about Dr. D. David Schultz. Yes, that's right. Dr. D. David Schultz will be at Fan Fest too, and I'm sure if you want to ask him about that slap that was heard around the world, he won't back down. He's not bashful. He'll tell you just exactly all about that. And like I said, he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. So I'm really pleased and honored to have Dr. D. David Schultz join us at Fan Fest #2. And of course, when somebody says, "Hey, let's get wild," yeah, we have Curtis Wild and we have Chrissy Wild, but Tommy Wildfire Rich is signed to be with us for Fan Fest #2. That's right, Wildfire Tommy Rich will be there. And I'm telling you, when somebody says, let's get fired up, Tommy Rich is the guy to do it with. So you can come out, get some autographs, get some pictures taken with Tommy Rich on May 17th and 18th at the Aviator Hotel. Mario Mancini, one of the young men that was with the WWE, did a lot of work with all the legends, helped make some of their careers for him. He will be joining us at the Fan Fest #2. Also, another young man that went out there, did whatever he was asked to do, talking about Paul Roma, will be joining us for Fan Fest #2. And of course, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, tag teams ever, the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Martin and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, will be at the Aviator Hotel for Fan Fest #2. And I'm telling you, you talk about tag team, you get them two in a room together, they got stories that will last 2 whole days or longer if you let them talk about it. And another great legend, just really pleasant to work with, pleasant to sit around and talk to. I'm talking about Tito Santana is signed to be with us on Fan Fest 2 in the Aviator Hotel. And this was a display that was put on this last May. If you're an Andre the Giant fan, which I'm sure all of us are that's in the wrestling business or just a wrestling fan, but our good friend Chris Owens has got the biggest, best display of collection of Andre the Giant that you've ever seen. And he's coming back again to put that Andre the Giant display up at the Aviator Hotel. So I encourage you to get your tickets and come out and see this terrific Andre the Giant collection and display that Chris Owens, and I want to thank Chris for signing on to be a part of next year's Fan Fest. And we've already announced one of the inductees that will be going into the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. He probably should have been in some time ago, but I'm talking about Harold Koppler, Mr. Koppler, the owner that owned KPLR TV Channel 11, owned the Chase Park Plaza Hotel. He's a gentleman that we've talked about many, many times that made the deal, the arrangements with Sam Muchnick to start the Wrestling at the Chase on KPLR TV Channel 11. So without Harold Koppler and his TV station, there would have been no Wrestling at the Chase. So it's only fitting that Mr. Koppler be inducted into the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame finally. And his grandson, Bob Koppler, will be there to accept the award on behalf of his late grandfather. So I'm really excited and honored to have Bob Koppler show up to do those honors. And of course, you know, every year we do the Bruiser Brody Memorial, and last year, in May of this year, we tied in the Fan Fest around the Bruiser Brody Memorial. And you all know Bruiser Brody was dear to me. He did a lot for SICW. He was a fan favorite. Terrible loss back in 1988 when he got murdered. But this event will all surround, once again, the Bruiser Brody Memorial. His widow, Barbara Goodish, comes in each and every year. And May 17th and 18th will be no different. She's already signed on, said, Herb, whatever you need, I'm there. So come on out, get to talk with Barbara. If you've never met her before, I'm telling you, one of the finest ladies you'll ever want to talk to. So mark that calendar, May 17th and 18th, to come and see just this list. And we're still 6 months away. We've still got people that are calling, we're talking with. You know, in May of 2023, we had 50 legends there. And just stop and think the names I've just went through, we're still 6 months away. So we're on target to even do more than what we did in May. And speaking of Bruiser Brody, the memorial we do with him every year. From time to time, we show you some of the clips. And that's what I want to do right now, is take you back and show you a clip of the late, great Bruiser Brody and somebody else that was a good friend, Kamala the Ugandan Giant. So sit back and take a look at this match and tell me if this doesn't ring some memories to you. We'll be back in just a few moments.
This event is one fall with television time remaining. Introducing from Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing 301 pounds, King Kong Bruiser Brody. His opponent from Uganda, weighing 426 pounds, the Ugandan Giant Kamala, accompanied by his boy Friday.
This is it. This is the match everybody's been waiting for. The return of Bruiser Brody against Kamala, the Ugandan Giant.
And now Brody wants to come out after.
Bruiser Brody suffered more abuse than I've ever seen him take the last time these two met in the ring. And this time, I think somewhere in the subconscious mind of Kamala, he knows that Brody's going to be ready and waiting for him.
Look at him, like a caged lion. Bruiser Brody.
Let's stay with this match, by the way, as long as we can in the closing moments of TV wrestling. We'll try to bring you all the action here. Kamala against Brody live on All-Star Wrestling.
And here we go.
Both men starting off right away. Kamala, a chop to the forehead, and Brody's right there. Both men showing how neither man's backing up an inch.
Look at him. Look at Brody. A two-hander to the top of the head.
And Brody's going. He's biting his head now. Somewhere I know Bruiser Brody's thinking about caught with one of those judo chops of Kamala that floored King Kong Bruiser Brody. I've never seen anybody floor him with one punch before.
Right now, Bruiser Brody, and I think Kamala just bit the forehead of Brody.
Kamala slapping that belly. The 400-pound giant from the jungles of Uganda now. An open choke on King Kong Bruiser Brody.
Nothing fancy here. And now Kamala working on Brody. Two big, strong, physical men.
And Bruiser Brody, a thrust to the throat of Kamala the Ugandan Giant. This crowd is on its feet, and Kamala the Giant is down.
This is what the folks paid to see. And they are getting their money's worth.
Brody slamming those size 14 boots into the head of Kamala the Giant. And Kamala has got a lot to pay for from the last time these two climbed in the ring.
Now Brody just clawing at the eyes, the nose of Kamala.
Neither man has applied a wrestling hold as yet. Brody raking across the eyes of Kamala, gouging away as Jimmy McGuire tries in vain to get the men to break on the ropes.
And here comes Brody off the ropes, and again, that size 14 boot to the head of Kamala. Brody goes again, this time takes a chop to the throat.
Kamala the Ugandan Giant almost impervious to pain. I've only seen several men that have the capacity to knock him down with one punch. One of those men is against him right now in Bruiser Brody.
And that time Brody took a thrust to the throat. Kamala.
You're seeing two of the giants in the sport of wrestling in the ring right now. This match would headline any card, anywhere, anytime. Bro, look at that drop kick.
And now Friday working on King Kong Bruiser Brody.
Wait a minute. And Brody's after Friday.
And he's got him.
Friday tried to interfere in the match. Brody's got him by the back of the collar. And it looks like
Brody's going to have his way with Friday.
Friday trying to make the safety of the ring, but the ring's the last place I'd want to be against Bruiser Brody.
Talk about a mismatch. Friday and Brody.
Brody's tearing at the claw. Oh, caught from behind by Kamala the Ugandan Giant. Brody didn't even see it coming. Friday falling outside of the ring, and Kamala's right on Bruiser Brody.
What a turn of events. This crowd still on its feet.
And Kamala the Ugandan Giant now regaining his feet. Again, slamming away with
look at
those
a cut.
judo
A cut
chops.
opening up on the forehead of Bruiser Brody.
He's opened up the eye, it looks like to me, of Bruiser Brody inside that ring with those judo chops.
Oh, and Brody just a mass of blood. We're going to stay with it as long as we can.
Don't forget, next week here on All-Star Wrestling, you'll see King Cobra, Ted DiBiase, Buddy Landell, and a host of stars here on All-Star Wrestling.
Going for the pin. Will they get it? The count is 2.
Almost at the last second, Bruiser Brody managed to kick out. Now both men on their feet. Brody bleeding over his left eye. And again, a double chop to the top of the chest of Kamala the Giant. Brody's outside. He's going for the top rope, Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. As Brody comes down off that rope. See you next week. Thanks for joining us on All-Star Wrestling. Look out.
Wrestling fans, Saturday, November 18th. Doors open at 6 p.m. The showtime is at 7. Join one of SICW's fans, Everett Dean, at the Rickman Auditorium as they present Elvis Meets the Beatles. That's Saturday, November 18th at the Rickman Auditorium. Tickets are $20 each, and we hope to see you at this great event.
It's Wrestling in Missouri Athletic Club, baby!
Well, there you have it, fans. Bruiser Brody, and now you know why we honor him each and every year was a terrible loss. Bruiser Brody, one of the all-time greats, dear personal friend of SICW, and Larry Matisek, Sam Muchnick, and that's why we honor him each and every year in May, and we tie it in with the anniversary of Wrestling at the Chase that started in 1959, as you've heard me say over and over, and you'll continue to hear me say that. So we kind of tie that in. We tie in Bruiser Brody, Larry Matisek, and my late friend Tony Costa's memorial. All three we honor each and every May, and May 24th, May 17th and 18th of 2024 will be no difference when we pay tribute to them. So what I want to do now is maybe throw you in another classic from the days of Wrestling at the Chase, and let's get you the stage set for over the next 6 months or so, where we're going to take you back. So take a look at this clip from Wrestling at the Chase.
The second main event, a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 229 pounds, Mike Blood. And from Denton, Texas, weighing 249 pounds, Kerry Von Erich.
Two young men with a lot to gain square off as Kerry Von Erich takes on Mike Blood. Kerry swatting out at the head of Blood. Boy, look at that physique on Kerry Von Erich. What a build. He's Superman, believe me, without the cape. Side headlock by Blood on Kerry Von Erich. Blood pitched to the ropes. Flying tackle by Blood. Drops Kerry Von Erich. Here he comes again. Kerry ducks underneath. Kerry waiting with a hip toss, and he bounces Blood to the mat. Arm drag by Kerry Von Erich. Head scissors by Mike Blood. Well done. Kerry Von Erich bridging to keep those shoulders off, and spins around, trying to keep these shoulders off the mat. Chuck Riley checking that the head scissors is not becoming a strangle on Kerry Von Erich. Fast action there between Blood and Kerry Von Erich. How can somebody that big with that many muscles move as fast as Kerry Von Erich did? He kicks out of the head scissors, and he's up quickly. Mike Blood wants to think about that situation a little bit. Blood retreats a bit. Rolling toe hold by Mike Blood on Kerry Von Erich, but he can't keep the toe hold. Von Erich a little too quick. He gets away, and Blood is upset, frustrated. I can understand why. He did that toe hold beautifully, but it still didn't keep Kerry Von Erich down. He tried to bend that leg, and there was so much muscle, the leg didn't bend. Oh, body drop into the knee by Kerry Von Erich. Kerry steps into the leg snap, yanking back on the hamstring of Mike Blood. Blood forces Kerry Von Erich into the corner. A shoulder slammed into the stomach of Kerry Von Erich. Mike Blood driving that shoulder in there. Flying mare by Blood on Kerry Von Erich. And then he hooks the head. Talk about potential contenders for who the world heavyweight champion is after Race and Flair square off. Well, Kerry Von Erich would certainly like his name included on that list, along with people like, well, Dick Murdoch. Who else would we add? And there's so many more. Ted DiBiase, Dick the Bruiser, any of the Von Erich boys. Oh, did you see that bench press by Kerry Von Erich? Guess we better include Dusty Rhodes in that list too, because I understand that Dusty Rhodes is coming to St. Louis soon. Kerry Von Erich circling, tying up. Better not forget Big John Studd. He wants his name included. Von Raschke. Front face lock by Blood. Oh, look out! Suplex by Kerry Von Erich. Oh, what a suplex by Kerry. But Blood rolls away from the elbow drop. And Blood again with the front face lock on Kerry Von Erich. Kerry and one of his brothers, David, certainly have a very important match coming up against the Kelly twins. That's certainly unique in itself. Brothers versus brothers. The Kelly twins against the Von Erich brothers, Kerry and David. Of course, you know that Pat Kelly had to step in as a substitute at last second's notice against Kerry Von Erich. He was beaten by Kerry, but he wants revenge. Both of the Kellys want revenge. They say Pat certainly wasn't prepared for the match, had no idea it was coming. He just did it as a favor to promoter Sam Muchnick, stepping in at the last second when Ox Baker wasn't there. Well, the Kelly twins can get their revenge on the Von Erich family, and you can bet they intend to do it, because together the Kelly twins are as good a tag team combination as you'll find anywhere. The Kellys against the Von Erichs, brothers versus brothers, a unique match. Kerry and David Von Erich against the Kelly twins, Pat and Mike. A big challenge for both duos. And talk about unusual tag team combinations. Well, how about the one Dick the Bruiser and Bulldog Bob Brown on the same side against Bobby Jaggers and Dick Murdoch? Boy, there's a stormy combination. The Bruiser and the Bulldog together as partners. It's happened once before, and they were a good team. Oh, knee drop to the forehead by Kerry Von Erich on Mike Blood. A forearm smash to the back. A hard punch to the jaw drops Blood. I'll tell you, Kerry Von Erich's got a lot of his dad in him. He's got a short temper himself. If you play rough with Kerry, he'll play rough right back. Kick to the stomach by Mike Blood. Front face lock again on Kerry by Blood. Blood pitch to the ropes. Oh, drop kick by Kerry Von Erich. He caught Blood on the side. Didn't get all the way fully up to catch him in the face, but he got him in the side. And there's the iron claw. The iron claw by Kerry Von Erich on Mike Blood. Blood gets to the ropes. The iron claw that was invented by Kerry's father Fritz was used so well. It is now a major weapon for all of the Von Erichs, Kerry included. Blood quickly got to the ropes. Blood complaining about what Kerry was doing, but the claw is legal. He says he was also working on the eyes. Kerry says, no, no. Blood buying a little time, though.
Five minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
Blood pulls Kerry Von Erich down. He has the arm and the head tied up. Kerry struggling to his feet. Mike Blood giving quite a good account of himself against Kerry Von Erich. Kerry thrown head first into that top turnbuckle. Again, Blood bounces Kerry's head off that top buckle and then a chop to the throat by Mike Blood. Blood opening up. He throws an elbow that misses. Kerry goes behind Blood. Oh, a reverse suplex. A reverse suplex tossing him from behind instead of a hip toss. Kerry tosses Blood to the ropes, catches him with a stomach claw, catches him with the stomach claw, digging in with that stomach claw. Kerry Von Erich, look at this, lifting him with the stomach claw into the air. A stomach claw in the air, and then a backdrop while applying the stomach claw. Do you believe that move by Kerry Von Erich? Blood gives up to the stomach claw, and I don't think I've ever seen a stomach claw done quite like that. You talk about power. Kerry trying to get those fingers loose to grip out of the stomach of Mike Blood. He dug into the stomach, lifted Blood into the air, and then dropped him backwards while still applying the stomach claw. Do you believe that? A victory by Kerry Von Erich. Here's Mickey.
In 5 minutes and 53 seconds with a stomach claw, the winner, Kerry Von Erich.
Let's watch again that stomach claw of Kerry Von Erich. Amazing how he's lifting a man weighing 230 pounds. He's digging in there with the stomach claw on Mike Blood, getting underneath him, still all that pressure to the stomach. Then he lifts Blood into the air while still applying the stomach claw. He probably could have gotten a submission right there from Blood, but that wasn't all. Look at that, slamming him down to the mat, digging in with the stomach claw to get a victory. Now let's join Mickey Garagiola in the ring.
The final bout, an Australian tag team match, most falls to curfew. Introducing from St. Joe, Missouri, weighing 252 pounds, Bruce Reed. From Boston, Mass., weighing 270 pounds, Rufus R. Jones. From Toronto, Canada, weighing 251 pounds, Mike Kelly. And also from Toronto, Canada, weighing 252 pounds, Pat Kelly.
The identical, I can't even say it, the identical twins, the Kelly brothers, Pat and Mike, against Rufus R. Jones and Bruce Reed, two top tag team combinations right here, because Reed and Jones have been together quite a bit of late in the Midwest and have been recording many victories. Nice takedown by one of the Kellys on Reed. Reed counters with a hammerlock. It's Mike Kelly who's in there with Bruce Reed. Actually, Rufus R. Jones has more or less taken Bruce Reed under Rufus's wing, giving him some tips, some pointers, some advice, a little help to the young man trying to battle his way to the top and doing quite well at it. Kelly flying around that ring, Reed flying around that ring, everybody moving. Look out! Arm drag by Reed. Well done by Bruce Reed as he outmaneuvers Mike Kelly and comes up with an arm drag. Well, you have to give the Kelly twins credit. They're certainly not backing down from the tough competition. Today, Bruce Reed and Rufus R. Jones, an upcoming bout against the Von Erich brothers, Kerry and David. And I'm sure they were paying attention to how Kerry won that last match with that stomach claw into the air and then a backdrop. You can bet they'll be guarding their midsections from Kerry Von Erich in that match. Mike Kelly nimbly to his feet, tosses Reed down. Reed hangs on, but a tag is made to Pat Kelly. Mike Kelly hangs on to Reed's head, and Kelly bangs a knee into the back of Bruce Reed. Front facelock by Pat Kelly on Bruce Reed. He uses the chancery to take Reed down. Count of one, but then Reed throws off Pat Kelly. Kelly quickly back on top of Reed. Reed lifts Kelly and slams him. There's another guy with tremendous power, Bruce Reed. We put all the muscles together that Kerry Von Erich and Bruce Reed have. Well, we'll have enough left over for you and me, Mickey. Here comes Rufus, and Kelly doesn't know it. He knows it now.
That's right.
Rufus twists that arm around. Kelly kicking out. Nicely done by Pat Kelly. Pat tags his identical twin, Mike. When we say identical, boy, we mean it. You see those two guys standing next to one another, you don't know who is hi Pat or hi Mike, or you don't know who's which. The amazing thing about the two is that their styles are so similar, and it makes it difficult in tag matches because they do so many things the same way so well. They complement each other so well. Now, they're tough in single matches, no question about that, in individual combat. When you put them together, I'll tell you, the sum is greater than the parts in many cases. And that's not meant derogatorily in any way, because they are tough on their own, one against one. But together, they're dynamite. They're hard to handle, the Kelly twins. They have so much experience as tag team. And that certainly does not bode well for the Von Erichs, David and Kerry. Sure, they've had a lot of experience together too, but probably not as much as the Kelly twins have had. Rufus R. Jones puts Kelly in that corner with a forearm smash. Oh, Rufus has the beard. He twists Mike Kelly around and tries to pull out the beard. He'd be doing us a favor if he did, because then I can tell one Kelly from the other.
I agree with you.
Rufus jiving and moving. Pat Kelly moves behind Rufus, pulls Rufus R. Jones down. Rufus, another man who has to be thought about when you talk about contenders for who might be the world champion after Flair and Race clash. Could this be it for Harley Race? Is this finally the moment? Everybody agrees that Ric Flair has what it takes to be the world champion. Forget about the robes. Forget about the bragging. Forget about the strutting. Forget about the fancy cars, the fancy clothes. Look at what Ric Flair can do inside that ring. The solid fundamentals taught him by Vern Gagne. Many of the strategies of the feelings for what goes on that ring picked up from Buddy Rogers. Plus his own style, the many things that he can do so well, the suplexes, the elbow drops, the figure four leg lock. The figure four leg lock, which defeated David Von Erich and earned Flair this opportunity. The figure four leg lock that's been so important, but still the good fundamentals are there. Look at all the times Flair has won a big match, a critical match, with a quick cradle. And he has victories over many of the good ones, the great ones, as you watch Rufus Jones be double-teamed by the Kelly twins. Look at Flair's record. 2 wins over Ted DiBiase, a victory over David Von Erich, 3 former world champions beaten by Ric Flair. Rufus R. Jones lifts Kelly off the top. Race knows this is as tough a test as he could ever have. It's Race versus Flair for all the marbles, the gold belt.
5 minutes have passed.
5 minutes remain in the curfew. We check with Mickey. Yeah, that's right. 5 minutes remaining in the curfew. No falls yet. Whichever team has the most falls when time expires, they will be the winners. Side headlock by Bruce Reed on Mike Kelly. Reed squeezing the head of Kelly. Reed twisting that neck. And of course, you know that Bruce Reed has developed a very potent sleeper hold. That's something the Kellys can worry about. Nice takedown by Kelly. Good moving around that mat by Bruce Reed. Pat Kelly wants to make a tag. Reed stops it by hooking the arm. The Kelly still trying to tap fingers and get that tag made. But not really any way it can be done. No, feet don't count. Chuck Riley stops him. Sorry, folks. The crowd hoots and hollers at the Kellys. That was a good idea. Nothing lost by trying, I guess. The referees aren't about to let that happen. And while they were arguing, Kelly and Riley, that is, Bruce Reed dragged Mike Kelly away from his brother and over to the corner where Rufus R. Jones is. So if there's any tags now, it'll be Reed and Jones, but Mike Kelly trying to scoot his way across that mat and get over to his brother. Mike Kelly very close to making that tag. Pat reaching in, he makes the tag. It was made. And then Mike Kelly hangs on to Reed so that Pat Kelly can bang away on the back of Bruce Reed, a knee to the ribs of Reed by Kelly. Kelly covers. Only a count of 1 and then 2 before Reed throws off Pat Kelly. Forearm smash to the jaw by Pat Kelly. Reed trapped in the corner. Pat Kelly with a front face lock. Tag made to Mike Kelly. Pat hangs on to Reed. Again, the Kellys double teaming Reed. Reed trying to fight back, a forearm smash to the back by Kelly, and then he grabs the head of Bruce Reed. Look at him stretching out that neck, really trying to punish Reed. Another quick tag, keeping a fresh man in there. The Kellys working smoothly now, working like a tag team machine, really. A knee lift by Mike Kelly. Pat Kelly covers. Rufus R. Jones getting angry. Count of 2. Oh, and I mean by about a half of a second, Bruce Reed manages to avoid being pinned. We nearly had the first fall right there, and it nearly went to the Kelly twins. Pat Kelly with that front face lock. They're wearing down Bruce Reed. That quick tagging starting to take its toll on Reed. This time, Reed further away. Here comes another tag. The Kellys working smoothly right now.
2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
There are 2 minutes remaining in the curfew. Still no falls, but Reed sinking ever so slowly into trouble. He could stand a tag with Rufus R. Jones. That double arm lock could easily be turned into a suplex, and that's what Reed's struggling against. Oh, he yanks Reed down. A lot of power right there by Kelly. Reed scores the punch to the stomach, and he heads to Rufus R. Jones. Here comes Rufus, and he's on the warpath. He whips Kelly to the ropes, catches him coming off, and flips him over the top. Rufus gets that freight train rolling. Flying tackle. Here comes Rufus again. A flying tackle. Tag made to Bruce Reed, and Reed can get some evens right here. Drives that fist into the bridge of the nose of Mike Kelly. Kelly tossed to the ropes by Bruce Reed. Elbow smash to the chin.
One minute left, 1 minute.
Reed grabs Mike Kelly, pitches into the ropes. Oh, the drop kick misses. The drop kick by Reed missed as Mike Kelly sidestepped. Here comes Pat Kelly tagged into the ring. Oh, it just looked like Reed and Jones had it going. Look out, small package. The small package by Reed. Pat Kelly that'll break it up, and Rufus R. Jones is after Kelly. All 4 men in the ring as Jones came to his partner's rescue. Pat Kelly yells at his brother. Both Kellys grabbing Reed. The referee's chasing Rufus back. The Kellys waiting. They try to clothesline Reed. Reed comes up with a drop kick and floors both Kelly twins. Here comes Rufus. All 4 men in the ring, Jones and Reed, both Kelly twins. The Kellys battling with Reed and Jones. Reed flattens one Kelly with a dropkick. Pat Kelly and Rufus R. Jones and a Donnybrook. Pat butt by Rufus. Pat Kelly fighting back. One Kelly whipped into the other. Rufus grabs Pat Kelly. Leg drop by Reed. Donnybrook inside the ring. Kelly and Jones trading blows again. This match, the time of it has expired. The match is over and it's going to be a draw. The Kelly twins against Reed and Jones. Some hot and heavy action right there. Let's make it official and hear from Mickey.
With time running out, the referee declares the match a draw.
Well, there you have it. Another great classic from Wrestling at the Chase. I mean, just memories. A great, great trip back in time. And that's what SICW is all about for over 50 years now. we continue to bring you those great memories, and that your parents and grandparents you heard talk about, or maybe you remember going to the Kiel Auditorium or to the Checker Dome and seeing all of those great matches from Wrestling at the Chase. So we'll continue to bring you that kind of action, and as we move towards the big Fan Fest in May, we'll have many matches between January 1st leading up to that. So you don't want to miss us here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Intrigue Television. We're here. We're here to bring you the best in professional wrestling, and that's what we do each and every Sunday night. So until next week, everybody have a good, safe week, and we'll see you next Sunday evening.